Hi everyone, good evening and welcome back to StudyIQ YouTube live session. So in this session, the geography session, we are going through the geography session. Today's lesson, we will go through the monsoon, important concept, factual data, right? Everything all about the monsoon, we will try to cover it up, right? Okay. Good morning. Good evening. Sorry. Good evening, Bhera. Namaste. So now, before the monsoon, to our topic, Rohit, as we are having the topic monsoon to go through, right? First of all, the latest, we will start the class from the what latest news of the monsoon. What is the latest news of monsoon? The latest news of monsoon is that, right? That is what? So that is that Odisha to receive above normal rainfall. So Odisha will receive what? Above normal rainfall. So the latest news is that so IMD has said that Odisha will receive above the normal rainfall. Okay, right. So we will have normal rainfall. Odisha will receive. This is not only Odisha, but India is going to receive the normal rainfall or the above the long term average that would be there. Correct. So it will be there. Good evening to Sai Prashad. Little bit of fine Sai. Uh, since afternoon I am feeling good, and I hope those classes in your paid batch is pending. I will continue soon, right? It's been a long week of illness was there, so since afternoon I am feeling good today, and hope कि आपका जो भी पेड क्लासेस बचा हुआ है वो जल्द ही शुरू कर देंगे, ठीक है? एंड आई विल कंप्लीट दैट वन. ओके, चलो फिर. राइट, दिस मैन Mutunjoy Mahapatra, you can see on the screen, is the head of IMD, the chairman of IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, appointed by central government, and IMD is coming under what? Ministry of Earth Science. But our topic is what? Monsoon. Our topic is what? Monsoon. Why I have started from this slide, from this news? Because of the current affair. Because of current affair. Because of the onset of monsoon has already started. Has already started. The monsoon in Kerala has entered. The monsoon in Bombay. Bombay has experienced one of the most unusual rainfall this year. Today I was going through the paper that Lonavala, all these regions that received more than 230 mm of rainfall, right, on a single day, just on a single day. Just imagine that. So it's a what? I would say what? That means good amount of rainfall is been received in the majority part of India, खास करके जो western part है, and also the eastern part because of the low pressure. So we are having, or India is right now experiencing good rainfall, and hope we are also having good rainfall also ahead, as the IMD said. Now we will move to our lesson, that is the monsoon. What exactly monsoon? Right. Now point is that what is then monsoon? So what is monsoon? See, monsoon, first of all, if I say the monsoon, now you have to have note beside you. आपके पास में ना बगल में थोड़ा note रखिए, so that you can make your note, right? Now, what is Indian monsoon? We will talk about Indian monsoon, right? In the Indian monsoon, in the Indian monsoon, right? That means when we talk about Indian monsoon, the Indian monsoon, so what monsoon meaning? That is the what? It's a seasonal wind. It's a what? Seasonal wind. So monsoon is what? Seasonal wind, or it's a seasonal wind, or secondary wind, or secondary wind, or it's a what? Secondary wind. Why secondary? Because modification of primary wind. Then what is the primary wind? The primary wind is your trade wind. That means Monsoon is the modification of your trade wind. That is why we may call it rightly the secondary wind. It's a what? Season. In India, it's also a what? It's a season. It's a what? Season as well. It's a what? Monsoon season. We rightly call it what? Monsoon season in India. That means, so monsoon means what? Reversal of wind pattern. Monsoon means what? Reversal of wind pattern. Monsoon means what? It's a wind system. Monsoon means what? It's a secondary wind system. When does monsoon comes? In summer. Now monsoon कब आता है? Summer पे. When? In summer. Right? In summer. In the which month? Obviously on the very first week of June. But this year monsoon has already started earlier. Already started earlier since 2009. 2009 के बाद ना इस साल 2025 monsoon has started earlier. Monsoon has started earlier. So that is also point to be noted that since 2009 the monsoon has started earlier or has arrived earlier this year in 2025. Right. So monsoon is about reversal of wind pattern. It's a reversal of wind pattern. The word is comes from Mausumi, the Arabian word what? Mausumi. Everybody is aware of that. आपने एनसीईआरटी पढ़ा होगा, राइट? बेसिक बुक्स भी कभी कभी पढ़ा होगा, किसी से सुना भी होगा. So this is the word monsoon. This is what? Monsoon, the Arabian word called monsoon, which means reversal of wind, which means what? Reversal of wind, right? होप समझ में आ रहा है. So that is why monsoon is all about definition. We have talked about definition of monsoon. That is what? Definition of monsoon. Now we will come. Now that means monsoon का definition हमें समझ में आ गया. It's a what? It's a reversal of wind pattern. It's a what? Secondary wind. It comes in summer. कब आता है? In the month of the very fast week of your जून ऑफ जून. बट कभी कभी ये मई लास्ट मंथ में आ जाता है. मई का जो लास्ट वीक होता है ना, सॉरी, लास्ट मई का जो लास्ट वीक कभी कभी ये आ भी जाता है, जैसे कि इस साल आ गया, जैसे कि इस साल आ गया. सो ये इट्स ए वेरी इंडियन मानसून इज राइटली कॉल्ड एज व्हाट यू नो, it's a very fluctuating in nature. Monsoon does not have a uniform pattern. But in long term, we do study that a certain parameter is there that is had to understand the monsoon. But monsoon is such a complex mechanism to understand. Because monsoon का जो फॉर्मेशन होता है ना, वो किसी एक चीज के ऊपर नहीं होता. एंड मानसून का जो मैकेनिज्म वो कॉम्प्लेक्स है. इट्स व्हाट वन ऑफ द मोस्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स वेदर फिनोमेना इन द वर्ल्ड, राइट? एंड दिस मानसून, दुनिया में दो तरह का मानसून है. एक है रियल मानसून और एक है सूडो मानसून. एंड अनदर इज व्हाट? सूडो मानसून. अनदर इज व्हाट? सूडो मानसून. दैट मीन्स इट्स लाइक मानसून. ये क्वेश्चन अगर आपको पूछे कि दुनिया में कौन सा ऐसे एरिया जहाँ पे सूडो मानसून होता है, तो मैं आपको बोल दूं जो वेस्टर्न अफ्रीका कोस्ट है, राइट? वेस्टर्न अफ्रीका कोस्ट हियर, गुइना कोस्ट, सूडो मानसून यहीं पे होता है. इज सूडो मानसून. द सूडो मानसून डू हैपेंस हियर. व्हाट? सूडो मानसून डू हैपेंस हियर. यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. ओके, मतलब लाइक मानसून जैसा. सूडो को मतलब क्या? मानसून जैसा. बट दिस इज नॉट प्रॉपरली, नॉट अलाइक, not properly, right? It's not alive, right? It's not properly. ये मानसून जैसा है, right? So that is why this is also comes in summer. ये भी आपका समर में आ जाता है, right? This also comes in summer. तो सूडो मानसून कहाँ पे? अफ्रीका पे आता है. But in Indian subcontinent, the monsoon which happens in Indian subcontinent, right? This is your real monsoon. Indian subcontinent, this one is here real monsoon. This is what? The real monsoon. And this monsoon, that is why UPSC and majority of the state PCS वगैरह जितना भी आप एग्जाम देते हो ना, तो मेजोरिटी यही से क्वेश्चन आता है ये रियल मानसून से क्वेश्चन। लेकिन कभी भी आपको पूछ लेना कि सूडो मानसून कहाँ पे दिखता है, तो पूछ लेना कि गुइना जो कोस्ट है, गुइना कोस्ट इक्वेटर के पास में बगल पे पूरा एकदम वहाँ पे घाना, टोगो, बिनी, गुइना, ये सारे जो है ना यहीं पे दिखता है, राइट। सो दैट रीजन ऑल्सो हैविंग द सूडो मानसून, राइट। ठीक है। so that is also reversal of wind, that is also because of what, reversal of wind, that is also because of your reversal of wind। सबको समझ में आ रहा है, राइट? करेक्ट एवरीवन? जस्ट a minute। राइट, चलो ना, if I read this slide, right? So monsoon is what? That means monsoon is a air system. Monsoon is an air system. That air what brings all the moistures. That air brings all the moisture which causes rainfalls over the soft continent. Over the soft continent. जैसे कि इसको हम एक बार देख लेंगे। The term monsoon has been derived from the Arabic word called, that is the word mousin, from the Malayan words monsoons meaning season। Monsoon are seasonal wind, rhythmic wind movements, periodic winds, इसको periodic winds भी बोलते हैं, rhythmic as well, which reverse their direction with the change of season। Monsoon is a double system of seasonal wind, they flow from the sea to land and during the summer and land to sea during the winter। मतलब two types of monsoon हो सकता है। The monsoons are experienced in the tropical region, roughly between 20° north and 20° south. Some scholar tends to treat monsoon winds as land and sea breeze on large scale, like Hartley. This one is been talked by whom? Hartley. Monsoons are peculiar in nature. They are what in the subcontinent like Southeast Asia and the part of Central Western Africa as well. So ये हो गया आपका पूरा जो details मैंने दिया है, right? This is all about that the details we have in the slide. Now what we have learned from here, that monsoon is two types. Now I will write here in two types of monsoon here, right? So here I will write your types of monsoon, उसको हम अच्छे से समझेंगे, जो भी था वहाँ पे अच्छे से उसको हम समझेंगे। So now see monsoon, so your this is your subcontinent, right? This is your subcontinent, the Indian subcontinent। लेट्स से हियर वुड बी योर सॉफ्ट कॉन्टिनेंट। तो थोड़ा सा ना इधर, एक मिनट, लेट्स से this would be your soft continent, right? Now here is your equator, this would be your equator, here is Africa coast, right? Because Africa is so big like this. Here would be your peninsula coast, peninsula, that means I would say Arab region. Here would be your Australia, here is your what, Australia। Now this is how a map you have to draw, this is how you have to draw the map। Now if I say, just a minute, now right, correct? So this is your map। Now monsoon comes, how monsoon comes, see this region during the summer, what happens? So as it is said in the previous slide, we have discussed that monsoon is like a, sometime it's like land and sea breeze, and sea breeze, right? It's on the larger scale, it is what, on the larger scale, looking like a what, that means it's a larger part, as I said, is looking like a what, that like large sea breeze is a what, large sea breeze and land breeze, it's looking like large sea breeze and land breeze, right? Just a minute, okay। Now so what will happen is that as the wind comes from all this region, let's say this region will have high pressure. Why? As here is your summer, the northern hemisphere is experiencing summer. As the summer is going on in this side, so this side will have the what? Winter, that is the high pressure, the winter is there, as we are having winter. Okay, right. So this will have the high pressure, this region will have high pressure, right? Hope you are getting me. This region will have your high pressure, right? So here is what, as summer is going on, that means here is your summer, here is summer, winter is this side is winter. As the winter is going on, right, as the winter is going on, that means high pressure. So air will move from here, high pressure, to low pressure. The air will move like this, the air will move like this, the air will move like this, right? Is not it? This is how the air mass, this is what? Air mass. The air mass will move like this. The air mass will move like this. Why? Because of Coriolis force. This direction are being shaped due to what? Coriolis force. Right, all the way. It would be here, here, but now here is winds is coming all the way. It will strike and deflect it like this. It will strike and deflect it like this. It will strike and deflect it like this, and these winds will enter, this will enter, this will enter. So this is how the monsoons enters into India. This is how the monsoon enters into India, right? Hope you are getting my point. Correct. Now these are what? These lines are what? These are air mass. These are what? Air mass. These are air mass. These lines are what? Air mass. So these air mass is coming all the way from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere. To the what? Northern hemisphere. To what? To the northern hemisphere. To the northern hemisphere, right? And this wind, they will comes in form of monsoon. So these winds are what? These winds are what? These winds are basically trade wind. These lines are what? Trade winds. These are what? Your trade winds, right? Which trade wind? This one, southeast trade wind. What? Southeast trade wind. Now after crossing equator, it will be southwest. It will be southwest. Now before crossing equator, it will move towards the what? Northwest. After crossing, it would be southwest. Why? Due to the Coriolis force. Because Coriolis force will have impact towards the left in southern hemisphere, and towards the right it will deflect the air towards the right in northern hemisphere. That is why this will happen, right? That means the southeast trade wind, after crossing equator, it would be southwest monsoon in this part of world, in this part of whole part of world. Here it would be monsoon, called as what? Monsoon. Why? Because this wind is coming all the way from the southern hemisphere, carrying all the moisture. Carrying what? All the moisture, right? बहुत सारा मॉइस्चर लेके आ रहा है. वाई? क्योंकि ये पूरा जो इंडियन ओशन है ना, ये यहाँ से मॉइस्चर लेके आएगा अपने साथ. एंड दिस मॉइस्चर, when it comes to over the, here is your western ghat, here is your eastern ghat, Himalaya also here, Urbanchal also here. These are the landforms are there, right? These are the landforms are there. As the landforms are there, that is why, right? That is why these landforms are there. That means these landforms will have obstruction. The landform will have, as the winds is coming, it will have obstruction here. Here it will have obstruction. Obstruction meaning what? That means it will have mechanical obstruction, so that this orographic rainfall will happen here. Orographic rainfall will happen here. All this region, the region will experience what? Orographic rainfall. And by the way, monsoon is a orographic rainfall. Is what? Orographic rainfall. Orographic rainfall meaning, जब air mass is moving and it will have obstruction. It will have what? Obstruction. As it will have obstruction, after obstruction, getting obstruction here, it will rise off. It will what? Rise off. At is rise off, then it will attain that 0 point. That 0 point. The air mass will have attained the 0 point. Then it will form some cloud, and because of the cloud, the rainfall will happen. Right. So this is how the air mass moves. So this part we will say Arabian branch. This part we will say Bay of Bengal branch of your monsoon. So monsoon will have two branches. ये ब्रांच हो गया आपका अरबियन सी, मतलब जो भी यहाँ से हवा आ रहा है, लाइक ऑल दिस ये पूरा का ये पूरा जो ब्लॉक है, ये आपका अरबियन सी ब्रांच ऑफ मानसून. दिस ब्रांच ऑफ मानसून बे ऑफ बंगाल. नाउ पॉइंट इज दैट विच ब्रांच इज स्ट्रॉन्गर. अगर आपको किसी ने पूछ लिया कि विच ब्रांच इज स्ट्रॉन्गर, ऑब्वियसली नो डाउट दिस ब्रांच इज स्ट्रॉन्गर. व्हाट? So this is Arabian branch of monsoon. This one is stronger. This one is what? Stronger, right? This one is stronger. This one is comparatively weak, but then आपको फिर लगेगा सर इतना रेनफॉल क्यों होता है फिर. Now this side rainfall, why rainfall happens this side is more. In the eastern coast also rainfall happens pretty good because of what? Low pressure. Because during the मानसून बहुत सारे लो प्रेशर भी फॉर्मेशन होता रहता है. So like recently there is also a low pressure being formed in the Bay of Bengal. So that is why the Bay of Bengal also forms number of low pressure, na? Right? That will also cause the rainfall. So that is also gift. Now that though the all low pressure is not turning into tropical cyclones, we are saying only deep depression and the low pressure. I am not talking say that all tropical cyclones is going to form. That means all the low pressure are going to turn into the tropical cyclone. That is not going to happen, right? And that is also good. We need only low pressure, not rest. Now, so this is how the mechanism goes on. Now this wind, right? The winds will enter. These winds will enter all the way, right? And it will move to the Himalaya. पूरा हिमालय तक ये जाएगा. कहाँ तक? Off to Himalaya. Off to Himalaya. Now, two branches of monsoon. Now, we will comes to the formation of monsoon. Now, we will talk about formation. How do monsoon form? Now, see, monsoon, how do monsoon form? This is your water body. This all are your what? Water body. Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, right? Here is your Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal. That means आपके पास तीनों तरफ water body है. This water body will have what? Moisture. They will have what? Moisture. They will have moisture. Why moisture? Because summer season. Because of what? Summer season. Why moisture? Because of SST, sea surface temperature, right? Which is very necessary to measure what would be the monsoon impact, what would be the impact of monsoon. That would be also very much important, right? So that is why we also need that one. Correct. Now, then अच्छा यहाँ पे थोड़ा लाइट आ रहा है, राइट? उसको थोड़ा एडजस्ट कर लूँगा. अब देखो थोड़ा कम हो गया शायद, राइट। अब थोड़ा कम हो गया क्योंकि यहाँ पे पूरा रिफ्लेक्शन हो रहा है, राइट। Now fine. So that means because of what? Your SST. So SST also there. So that is what? SST also there. So sea surface temperature. Now because of sea surface temperature which is necessary, and as everybody is aware that water is having high specific heat, being the high specific heat, the water will remain high pressure. This will be high pressure. This will be high pressure. Now, but over India, it will be low pressure. But over India, it will be low pressure. It would be what? Low pressure. Over India, it will be low pressure. Why low pressure? Because of summer. Because of what? Summer. Because of summer. Why low pressure? Because of summer. As this portion, we will have what? Summer. That means in India, summer is going on. As the summer is going on, that means the land will have what? Low pressure. Land will have low pressure. Definitely, it will have low pressure. As the land is having low pressure, water is having high pressure. So definitely, the air mass will comes from high to low pressure. That means from water to land, right? It will comes from water to land. Hope you are getting me. That will comes from water to land, and here it is also happening. So that is why. So the air is moving from here to here, from here to here, here to here. This is what? Summer monsoon. As this one is high pressure, the air mass is moving all the way from here to here, from here to here, and all this air is having moisture. All this air is having moisture. They will cause rainfall here. They will cause what? Rainfall here. They will cause rainfall. So that is why the rainfalls or the India receive. That is why India receive what? India receiving that is good amount of rainfall during the monsoon season. During what? Monsoon season. So this kind of mechanism like water bodies, responsibilities of water bodies, as we are having ITCZ, we will also talk about. Don't worry, ITCZ I will also talk about. JMO, right? हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, this is very important. ITCZ is very important, but I am talking about this one is a classical method, Hartley. This one given by whom? Hartley. I am talking about this method as we have talked, discussed this mechanism. This mechanism I have talked. So this one is told by whom? Hartley. So this one is talked by Hartley, who said that Indian monsoon is more or less like a land breeze and sea breeze. So that is why this one I have talked. But ITCZ, definitely we need to go through the ITCZ, because बिना ITCZ, बगैर ITCZ कैसे का होगा मानसून? उसको तो वो modern air mass theory given by whom? Flown. That was given by Flown. That you have mentioned, that is given by Flown. Flown, sorry, it's a given by whom? Flown, right? So this is also there. Next. Now, this one is given by Hartley or air mass theory. This is uh, old theory, classical theory. This one is classical theory. This one is classical theory. But when it comes to modern theory, we do talk about ITCZ. We do talk about the role of Tibetan Plateau. We do talk about the role of Mascarin High. We do talk about the role of or jet stream like easterly jet stream, subtropical jet stream. So number of things. Indian Ocean dipoles is there. El Nino La Nina condition also there. So that is why in the initial like in the starting of the class, I said that monsoon is such a difficult, such a complex mechanism. This one is only one factor I am talking about how monsoon forms. But monsoon is having so many of concept, right? So many of concept which is very difficult to finish in a single lesson or single go, right? So this one is classical, which said by Hadley, that thermal concept. This Hadley who gave the thermal concept. Thermal concept. Thermal concept means what? That heating difference is responsible for generating of monsoon. Heating difference between land and sea. This would be your sea and this one is land. So land and sea, the heat difference that is producing, that is the reason for the formation of monsoon, said by whom? Hardly. They say Halley. Just correct me. You say the name. Correct me. The name is Halley. Halley. Halley theory. It's not Harley. It's a Halley theory. Correct me. Correct me. Right. It's a Halley. Okay. Now, next, what will happen? Now, this is your summer condition. But when it comes to winter, right? In the winter, what will happen? Let's say we will talk about winter. In the winter, let's say this is your India, motherland, and in the winter, here would be cold condition. Here would be cold condition means what? High pressure. In the meantime, the water being having high specific heat, the water will be remain what? Water will remain low pressure. The water will remain low. The water will remain low. The water will remain low. And that is why Halley said, the classical theory given by Halley said that all the Siberia region, China, Central Asia, that will develop into high pressure. This region will develop into high pressure, right? So this high pressure will, the air obviously definitely, as we know, air moves from high pressure to low pressure, 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 and that is why this causes the winter monsoon, said by whom? Harley. Again, formal concept. Again, it's about formal concept. Again, it's about formal concept, right? So, formal concept says that there would be summer monsoon and winter monsoon. Both will form due to the temperature difference. Due to the what? Temperature. Why this temperature difference? Because of change in season. Because of what? Change in season. Change in season and specific heat, different properties will have different specific heat. That is why also, like the land and water will have two different specific heat, and that is why. So this is all about the classical theory of Halley, right? Now this one is done. Correct. Now we are having offer. The offer is also going on, that for the OPSC Aarambh batch prelims 2024-2025 test series batch 3 also going on. Join it, only 2300 is there, and the closing date is 31st of May 2025. जो टेस्ट सीरीज, जो मन को टेस्ट सीरीज दरकार ना OPSC दौरान join it, right? Early start offer कर दे, offer बहुत बढ़िया अच्छी, it's a 2300. Join this test series, because test series is something is that you need to test yourself before OPSC or UPSC test you. Uh, JMO asked me that Eastern Ghats are irregular in nature, hence eastern part receive good rainfall. Mm, no, that is not the sole facts, other facts. Now we will comes to the modern theory. When I comes to the modern theory of your, right, modern theory, when I comes to your modern theory, that means the modern theory of monsoon. Now I will comes to the modern theories, right? In the modern theory, what we do talk about, the modern theory that we were P. Koteshwaram, it is what flown air mass, theory. Now, the modern theory in the monsoon, we do talk about two people. One is Kotishwaram and another is Flown. And then was what? Flown. Now, to these two person, Koteshwaram and Flown, Koteshwaram in early 1950s, right? Who talk about role of Tibetan Plateau and jet stream. And what? Jet stream. But Flown talks about ITCZ, ITCZ, role of ITCZ or the modern theory. These two peoples, right? That means those peoples who are associated in the monsoon formation. One is Koteshwaram, Flown is there. There is also Hale. There is also Arabian geographer. They are also there, right? So these peoples are associated with the monsoon. Whenever you are writing answer on the monsoon, you have to talk about this flown air mass theory. You have to talk about Koteshwaram's his contribution in terms of role of Tibetan Plateau in the formation of monsoon, role of jet streams, how jet stream also influence. In the jet stream, he has discussed two jet streams, that is what subtropical jet stream and easterly jet stream. Both the jet streams that influence, right, that do influence the formation of monsoon. So that is why both we have to talk about. So these are the modern theory, as I said. Now this one is here. Hale talked about what? Classical theory. This one is what? Classical. It's a, just a minute. It's a classical theory. This two is modern theory. These two is what? Modern theories. Now hope you are getting, right? Hope you are getting. So these two are modern theories. Okay, done. तो ये हो गया, बट इसको थोड़ा डिटेल में हम पढ़ेंगे. किसको? ये कोटेज सरब एंड दिस एयर मास थियोरी we will discuss in detail. Like here you can see, here you can see, here is how monsoon moves, here is how monsoon moves all the way. So the advance of southwest monsoon, the advance of southwest monsoon, the southwest monsoon, it moves like this, it moves like this. You can see over the picture how do it moves, right? The advance of monsoon, the monsoon is moving all the way, right? This one is moving all the way, moving all the way. What? So this is moving all the way from here to here. Monsoon is moving from here to here, right? Monsoon is moving. Here you can see from Kerala, starting Kerala, to all that will be covered. By the June 30, so monsoon reaches last where? Now here certain things you have to remember. Monsoon सबसे लास्ट कहाँ पे पहुँचता है? सबसे लास्ट पहुँचता है राजस्थान का जैसलमेर रीजन, सबसे लास्ट. सबसे फास्ट कहाँ पे पहुँचता है? केरला, on the mainland, but fast it reaches to Andaman and Nicobar. This is the very fast. If say in India, which region experience fast monsoon? It would be Andaman Nicobar, then Kerala. But in the mainland of India, it would be obviously it's going to be Kerala in the mainland of India. And the monsoon withdrawal last Odisha, where it would be Odisha. It withdrawal last from the Odisha. This one you have to remember that withdrawals last. So withdrawal starts from here, it ends like this. It ends like this, right? The withdrawals do happens like this. So this is how the monsoon, that means what? Onset happens. Onset happens here. Lastly, it reaches to here, Jaisalmer region, and the last, but withdrawals fast from here. See, यहाँ पे लास्ट पहुंचता है मानसून कहाँ पे? जैसलमेर पे. बट जो विड्रॉल ना वो फास्ट हो जाता है. तो यहाँ का ड्यूरेशन सबसे कम होता है. दैट इज वाई दिस रीजन इज योर डेजर्ट. दैट इज वाई दिस रीजन इज डेजर्ट, राइट. क्योंकि as I said, the monsoon reaches to this particular place, to this particular place last. It reaches what? Last. यहाँ पे लास्ट पहुंचता है, लेकिन विड्रॉल जो होता है ना वो फास्ट होता है. तो ओवरऑल ड्यूरेशन इज ओनली 1 month, 1 month few days, 1 month and few days that would be there. So that is why 1 month and few days is having the monsoon remains in this part, that is the western part of your Aravalli. Hence this western part of Aravalli is the dry region or desert region or desert, right. So this desert also the extended part of whom? The extended part of everybody ours. Extended part of which? Sahara desert. Extended part of Sahara desert, right. Now, which region of India gets maximum rainfall? This region. You will have this region. You will have this region. Now, this western coast of India, this western coast of India that receives on an average 2, wow, it would be 250 plus centimeters of rainfall, and especially Malabar coast 300 centimeters of rainfall, right. Now comes to northeast, that is also on an average the whole of northeast also 200 uh, and 250 somewhere, 250 somewhere, 300, so that varies, right, somewhere centimeters. And Meghalaya, Mausiram, Cherrapunji, this region happens 1200 centimeters, the world wettest place, the world what? Wettest place. So this is how distribution of rainfall. Now, but Odisha, Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, this region receives 180 to 200 centimeters of rainfall, and this middle part of India receives 100 centimeters on an average, 220, 130 centimeters of rainfall. But the leeward side of Western Ghat that receive less rainfall, and also the Tamil Nadu also receive uh, less rainfall. And right, Uttarakhand, all this region that receives good rainfall, that receives pretty good rainfall. This is all happens. This is the distribution of rainfall. This one is what? Distribution of rainfall. Now we will say comes to here you can see how the monsoon branches of monsoon, as I said. This is here southwest monsoon ITCZ. See, now you were also talking about ITCZ. In this picture we will discuss ITCZ, role of ITCZ, how ITCZ influence the formation of monsoon. Let me discuss from this slide. Now ITCZ, what ITCZ? First of all, ITCZ is simple. It's a meeting of two different air mass, that is southeast and northeast trade wind. That is the meeting place of what? Southeast and northeast trade wind. Now ITCZ itself a low pressure, itself a what? It's a low pressure, itself a low pressure. That means whenever or wherever the ITCZ is moving, the low pressure also moving. If the low pressure also moving, that means that region also will experience the rainfall. Now what happens here? You can see this is in the month of June, in the month of June, July, or August, right? Because ITCZ in March it will be here, ITCZ would be here, April it would be here, May it would be here, right? In May it would be here, right? Now June it would be here, July, as it moves July, right, it would be here. So ITCZ, so that is a ITCZ moves like this. How much? Up to maximum 30 degree, up to maximum 30 degree on the Indian subcontinent. That means ध्यान से देखना कि जो एरिया ना आपका ITCZ का अंडर आ गया, फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट मी discuss. ITCZ is here. Let's say if ITCZ is here, that means this region will have rainfall. If ITCZ here is a whole complete region will have rainfall. Complete region will have rainfall. So that is why the propagation, the movement of ITCZ is very important. so that otherwise the area may not comes under the rainfall zone. Why? Because ITCZ is the meeting point of two air mass. This air mass is coming directly. It can move. It can't move like this. It will move like this. Then it will meet here. Another wind is coming meeting here. But this wind would not yield rainfall. This will yield the rainfall. Hope you are getting me. Right. That will yield the rainfall. So that is why. So ITCZ, right? ITCZ is very important. ITCZ is what? Very important. So that movement of ITCZ brings the rainfall, brings the rainfall. This one said by whom? Flown. That was given by whom? This role of ITCZ, whether ITCZ is responsible or not, this was given by Flown. This one is given by whom? Flown. That was given by Flown. So you have to remember that one was given by Flown. Okay, given by whom? It is given by Flown. Done. So that would be correct. Okay. Now here you can see ITCZ is moving. Next. Now role of, next we will discuss role of Tibetan Plateau. Role of Tibetan Plateau. See, let's say here is motherland and Tibet is here. This side is here of Africa, African subcontinent. This is like, okay. Now what happens? During the summer season, the Tibet will turn into low pressure. It will turn into what? Low pressure. It will turn into low pressure. That means above Tibet it will have what? High pressure. Above Tibet it will have atmosphere. In atmosphere, high pressure. Here is equator. Winter is going on. This side is winter. If this side is summer, this side is winter. Correct. That means you are having high pressure this side. We are having low pressure this side. Right. In the both hemisphere, the ground will have also high pressure, but ground also is low pressure. If here in this side ground is high pressure, the upper atmosphere will have low pressure. It will have what? Low pressure. So I will have the upper atmosphere will have low pressure. Likewise, here if ground is low pressure, the upper atmosphere is going to be high pressure. से वो इंडिया हो सकता है, टाइबेट, ऑल द रीजन विल हैव एटमॉस्फेरिक बट हाई प्रेशर बट ग्राउंड पे लो प्रेशर. So that what will happens, that here from above the atmosphere, from high pressure, air will move to the low pressure and it will descend, then ground it will move like this. So a circulation will form like this. This is how the circulation forms. राइट, दिस इज हाउ द सर्कुलेशन. ग्राउंड पे लो प्रेशर है तो ऊपर हाई प्रेशर है, इधर ग्राउंड पे हाई प्रेशर है तो एटमॉस्फेयर ऊपर क्या होगा? लो प्रेशर ना. तो यहाँ से एयर मास पिक किया, द एयर मास विल राइज, इट विल कन्वेक्ट ऑफ, देन हाई प्रेशर पे कन्वर्ट होगा, देन इट विल मूव ऑफ टू द लो प्रेशर ऑफ अफ्रीका, देन डिसेंड्स. After descending, it will also intensifies the high pressure. It will also intensifies the high pressure. This Madagascar region, Mascarene high pressure, the area is called as what? Mascarene high. Mascarene high. In this Mascarene high, the air will again try to flow to the on the ground. It will flow towards the Tibet. But Tibet को तो नहीं जा सकता ना भाई, क्योंकि बीच में है दीवार, Himalaya, Debar is also there. So that is why all the wind that will be what? Concentrated, that would be spreaded across the India, across the Ganges Valley, from the Punjab to Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. And that is why India is rightly gifted with this high rise wall that protecting the air mass to move into the Tibet. Otherwise, the India would have received less rainfall. It we can't say कि it's about zero rainfall. No, ऐसे तो हम नहीं बोल सकते. We will say only the rainfall amount of rainfall would have reduced, Tibet would have received rainfall, but the climate and majority of India would have also semi-arid type of condition would have been, right. So that ये condition हो सकता था. So this is how के role of Tibet, how the Tibet is responsible for what, for the formation of monsoon. Now, so this is how what uh, Odisha Aarambh batch prelims and mains foundation batch 2 live है. Code you can use the code early. It would be what, जो 34,999 है वो 10,999 पे हो गया. बहुत ही सस्ता है भाई, इसको एनरोल कर लो. Admission is closing on the 31st of May 2025. We are having this batch, complete batch is there, valid till the 31st of May. Join this batch and we will have comprehensive courses. देखो बैच पे ज्वाइन करने का फ़ायदा क्या होता है. You will have regular classes, you will have taste, you will have evaluation, you will have mentorship, you will have proper schedule of the classes. That is why ones need to go through the classes, because classes will give you confidence. That will give you what? Confidence. So hope you guys will enroll. Now, other things we will discuss, right? Other thing we will discuss is that what? That is jet stream. How jet stream influence the Indian monsoon? See, jet streams move like this. It comes all the way from west to east. This jet streams is subtropical jet stream. It's a what? Subtropical jet stream. This subtropical jet streams comes in winter. Comes in winter. ये winter पे आता है. And what happens? It sustain in the month of October. In the month of October, it can sustain up to April or May over India. Over India, right? It can sustain over India. एक चीज याद रख लेना, ये सब ट्रॉपिकल जेट स्ट्रीम जब तक इंडिया के ऊपर रहेगा. इसका देखो मैं डिटेल नहीं जा रहा हूँ, ये क्यों बनता है, क्या होता है, राइट. बाइकर्व ये दोनों पार्ट पे, एक पार्ट इधर आ जाता है जैसे कि यहाँ से आता है, तो दैट वुड बी डिवीजन. तो इतना सारा मैं डिटेल्स नहीं जा रहा हूँ पूरा. ये हो जाएगा ब्रांच 1, ये ब्रांच 2. तो देयर वुड बी ब्रांच 1 एंड ब्रांच 2 विल बी ऑल्सो देयर. जैसे आ रहा है ना, तो हिमालय के when it strike the Himalaya, then it will be bifurcated into branch 1 and branch 2. ये एक ट्राइबेट पे हो जाए, एक हो जाएगा साउथ ऑफ हिमालय. सो देयर वुड बी 2 ब्रांचेस. सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग इनटू दैट, मैं उधर नहीं जा रहा हूँ. तो सिंपल, दैट इज व्हाई आई एम कीपिंग माई सेल्फ इन शॉर्ट, राइट. So now this jet stream, unless and until this jet stream is not withdrawing completely beyond the Himalaya, monsoon would not come. Why? That will create high pressure. This will create what? High pressure. तो ये पूरा ना सिस्टम जब हिमालय का अदर साइड पे चला जाएगा, विड्रॉल कर लेगा, तब मानसून आएगा. बस इतना रिलेशन है. अनलेस एंड अनटिल, ये जब तक यहाँ पे रहेगा, यहाँ पे मानसूनल एयर मास इज वेटिंग कि भाई ये कब इधर जाएगा, तब हम आएंगे. Why? Because this one is creating high pressure, though the temperature of the ground is increasing. So that is why the role of subtropical jet stream comes here, right? ये हो गया the role of subtropical jet streams. Now, the role of easterly jet stream. Now, the role of easterly jet streams and the formation of monsoon, and the what? Formation of monsoon. Now see, easterly jet means what? During the summer season, let's say ये आपका मदरलैंड हो गया, राइट। ये हमारा मदरलैंड हो गया, यहाँ पे टाइबेट है। तो टाइबेट से एक जेट स्ट्रीम ओरिजिन होता है और अफ्रीका तक आता है समर सीजन में। इसको हम बोलते हैं ईस्टर्ली जेट। ईस्टर्ली जेट, दिस इज वी कॉल इट व्हाट, ईस्टर्ली जेट ड्यूरिंग द समर सीजन। ये कब फॉर्मेशन होता है? ड्यूरिंग द समर सीजन this subtropical jet stream forms in the summer season due to the intense heating of Tibet, and Tibet turns into low pressure. The upper atmosphere will have turn into the high pressure. The upper atmosphere will turn into high pressure. That high pressure will cause for the formation and strengthening of easterly jet stream, which will descend on the eastern African coast, especially Somalian coast, Ethiopia and Ethiopian plus Somalian coast. And this intensify high pressure here. This is what above atmosphere I am drawing. Now below this, the air will move like this, monsoon, right? So below this, so it's a circulation. It's a what? Circulation. It's a circulation. यहाँ से मतलब टाइबेट से ना विंड पिक किया, फिर आया ऊपर 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 ऊपर, यहाँ पे डिसेंड किया, कहाँ पे? इथोपिया एंड सोमालिया। देन ऑन द ग्राउंड इट इज मूविंग टुवर्ड्स इंडिया, ऑन द ग्राउंड। तो ऊपर से इधर से आया, यहाँ पे डिसेंड किया, फिर ग्राउंड पे टुवर्ड्स द इंडिया। दिस इज हाउ सर्कुलेशन हैपेंस। दिस इज हाउ व्हाट? सर्कुलेशन हैपेंस। सो दिस सर्कुलेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। अगर ये सर्कुलेशन अच्छे से इस्टेब्लिश नहीं हुआ ना, तो मानसून का जो स्ट्रेंथ वो कम हो जाएगा। बिकॉज यहाँ पे एक हाई प्रेशर बनता है जिसको हम बोलते हैं, राइट, सोमालियन हाई प्रेशर। दिस इज व्हाट? सोमालियन हाई प्रेशर। दिस इज सोमालियन हाई प्रेशर। व्हाट? सोमालियन हाई प्रेशर, राइट। राइट। तो राइट, नेक्स्ट वी विल मूव। अच्छा, next you can see the Indian Ocean dipole. Next we can see the Indian Ocean dipole. The Indian Ocean dipole, right, this one, the Indian Ocean dipole is what? So Indian Ocean dipole means it's a sea surface temperature phenomena. It's a what? Sea surface temperature phenomena. When I say Indian Ocean dipole positive phase, that means this section will have warm water, will have warm water. When I say negative phase, this section will have cool water. अगर वार्म वाटर इधर आ गया तो बस यहाँ पे देख लेना, इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल्स, राइट। इन द इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल what happens? If this region is having warm water, then it's a positive phase. If this region is having cool water, it's a negative phase. It's a what? Negative phase, right? No, it's a पॉजिटिव फेज। अगर यहाँ पे वार्म वाटर आ गया, if this region will have warm water, then it's a negative phase. If this region is having, this means western Indian Ocean. So this is one pole, this is another end of Indian Ocean. That is why this is called as Indian Ocean dual pole or dipole. Means this is one end, this is another end. दोनों एंड है इंडियन ओशन का, एक पोल है एक पोल है, दैट इज वाई डुअल पोल और डाइपोल। अगर वार्म वाटर इधर है, then it's a positive phase. If it is positive phase, then India will have good rainfall. If it is negative phase, that means this region will have warm water, then India will have less water or less rainfall. What? Rainfall would be less. So that will have what? Less rainfall. So rainfall is largely depends one factor. This is not the sole factor that controls, I would say, what the monsoon. This is one of the factor, right? One of the factors, not the sole factor. This is very important. You have to remember. So this is how Indian Ocean dipoles impacts the monsoon, right? El Nino. During the El Nino time, monsoon will have less. During the La Nina time, monsoon will have more. If El Nino is going on Indian Ocean dipole positive phase, then it will be normal rainfall. If La Nina is going on Indian Ocean dipole is positive phase, then there will be excessive rainfall in India. If El Nino is going on Indian Ocean dipole negative phase, then it would be drought and severe drought in India. So this is how correlation builds, right? Okay. So jet stream we have talked about. Tibet, role of Tibetan plateau and jet streams. We have already discussed this one. Okay. So use this code, right? There is also Paripurna batch, OPSC OCS 2025-26 prelims mains and prelims and mains foundation batch 3. जो सिर्फ आपको 10,999 पे मिल रहा है. यूज द कोड अर्ली. वी आर हैविंग दिस बैच ऑफ bunch of faculties also there. Early starts offer valid till the May 31st of May. तो 31st of May तक ये ऑफर है. दैट मीन्स आप जल्दी ही इसको एनरोल कर लो और बहुत ही अच्छा देख लो. आप ओनली 10,999 पे है, राइट? और 11,000 उसमें भी आपको डिस्काउंट मिलेगा इफ़ यू आर यूजिंग दिस कोड. इफ़ यू आर यूजिंग एनी एजुकेटर्स कोड लाइक माई कोड इज SHLIB, तो आप ऐसे किसी भी टीचर का कोड यूज कर सकते हो. उसमें कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है, राइट? इनरोल आवर बैचेस, फील द डिफरेंस. ओके. So thank you everyone and good night to all.